Okay, it looks like we're live, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be continuing to work on KanoScript. Okay, so the last stream, I was working on it and I was having an issue where it was compiling, but it wasn't working, right? I could compile it and it would work, right? But then when I had to the code itself compile it, it would not work. So the issue, it was kind of really stupid, right? Just a brain fart on my part. So change this right here, right? So we had all this, and that was fine. But the issue was I did not do fclose at the end. So I had like a dangling file pointer, and it didn't actually write any of the changes until after the program finished. So that is why it did not work. Hey, how you doing? What is up? Yeah, so that's basically what it was. And it does work now. So what I did is I went ahead and compiled Raylib, right? So I have all this, all the Raylib stuff here. And I wanted to link against that and see how it would work. So if I take a look at this, has the streaming lane joined? It's going pretty well, pretty well. Right now, I'm working on being able to link with C libraries, dynamically, right? Like shared object files. So that's sort of what I'm working on, and that way we can call C code and interact with it and stuff. So I do have that here. JS stream when? Instant ban. Let's see, instant ban. There we go, done. Yeah, so I wrote this, right? It's basically, you write the wrapper for it, or however you want to call it, here. So it's not final, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Basically, you write, just an idea. You write this keyword, and then, the name of the object file, and you need the // because that's how it's set up at the moment. If you had it, right, there's a few ways we could do that differently, and I'll get to that as well. But that's just to show it's in the same directory. Then yeah, you write the function declaration, right, with the different parameters and then the return value. Some Raylib, yeah. So that is Raylib. This is just like the example thing. So the thing is, the colors, that's a struct, and that has some issues that I will get into. So I just put numbers here, and I will talk about that. And this is a color as well. It's just 0. That's just gonna be black. So you basically just check this here, and then it will create a window with this as the title, and then it will draw this text on it at these coordinates and stuff. So if I actually run that, this is from KanoScript. It will run it, and then it will create the Raylib window. Yeah, use DL open, yes, and DL, yeah, basically all the dynamic stuff. So it won't work on like Windows or whatever, but there is a similar thing for Windows. So if I wanted to work on that, I could do some stuff for that. But yeah, it does work, so that's pretty cool. And then I can change it, of course. Yeah, so I want to say Raylib KanoScript equals JavaScript. Doesn't really make sense, but you know. I then run it, and it actually went over the edge, but you can see it did actually change it, so it's not like it's actually working. So there is a few like issues with it and stuff, but something I would like is right now you do it like this, where you do each one, and then it makes it really slow, because it has to go through each one individually. So I'd like a way to actually group them instead. So maybe, right, so this DLL, that keyword, probably will change as well once I think of something better. But it probably look more like this. I think this would be a good thing to do. Then make it like a block, you know, and then you put each function corresponding to that object file, you know. So you could do it like this, and then it will group them all together, and then it would make it faster, because you can see it's a little slow when you run it. Oh, well, actually that messed it up. If I get rid of this, you can see it's pretty slow to start. That is only at compile time though. So if you compiled it and then ran it with the actual runtime without going through the compiling, then it would be faster. But I'd like it, like I could make the compiling faster, so I would like to do that. Make it like a block. But for now, this is good enough, you know. It's gonna stack up to become pretty slow over time. But yeah, that's sort of what I want to do today, is kind of go through Raylib, right, and then look at some different things and see what we need to implement to do it. And then I'll probably do like a couple streams where I just try to implement a full game using KanoScript calling to Raylib. You know, I think that could be cool. So I need to implement a few other things, like so these colors here. If I take a look at Raylib, right? Let's see, it's in here. I just bin, because sure. If we go here and we go to color, right? Well, and the color, is it? It's a struct, right? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah. So it's a color. It is only 4 bytes, right? So you can represent it as an integer. Kano game library when? Well, I'll get to that as well. Right. Sort of how that would work. But yeah, it is 4 bytes. You can represent it as an integer. Right now, this is a 64-bit integer, so it's 8 bytes, right? It's too large, because that's all we have right now is 64-bit. So I need to add the rest of them so we can have you know 4-bit ones, unsigned integers, things like that, or 4-byte integers, unsigned ones, things like that. Then we could represent this, right? So the color is not much of a problem, but once you get to certain ones that are greater than 8 bytes, right? Like if we look at this one, that's going to be 16 bytes if I'm not mistaken, a vector 4. And so the issue with that is when it's passed, vector 4, when it's passed to a function. Let's see if I can find a function. Maybe there's not one. Yeah, right here. Okay. So that is that a function? I don't know that it is actually. And I lost it now. Oh yeah, right here. So yeah, it is a function, right? So the issue with that is it's not passed as a pointer, like that. And so the reason that is not very good is because all the structs in KanoScript, they're just pointers, right? So we allocate a block in memory, and then it points to that, and that is what the structs are. So to pass it, it's gonna be a bit tricky, right? So I'll need to make a sort of workaround, because representing it in that way, it's not really compatible with how we're doing it, basically. I maybe didn't explain that very well, but hopefully it makes at least some sense. So that is a problem, right? So we have structs, and then also we don't have enough, right? The structs aren't very compatible, and we don't have enough types, right? Because we only have float, which is really is 64-bit, right? So it's like an F64 kind of thing. We have int, which is also 64-bit, so it's int 64, right? And then we have characters, which is just a regular character, right? One byte, and then we have strings as well, which is just an array of characters essentially, but it makes it nicer when you have a string type. And then we have pointer as well, which is like a void pointer essentially. So we need more types, right? So we need all the different int types. So we need I8, I16, I32, I64, right? So we have I64 now. And then we also need uint, right? So U8, U16, U32, and U64. So we need those. And then also the same thing with float. Like floats maybe aren't as important, but still I would like it. So we need F8. Right, it's not very hard to add. It's just a bit tedious because you have to handle all of them, right? Something like that. And then we need I guess that's probably fine for float. And double as well, probably. Okay, we'll get to that. So if we have that, and then characters, that's fine as well, and string, and then pointers. Right, I think we probably need pointer types as well. It's like pointer to struct and things like that to tell the difference. Which I guess we have pointers to structs already because that is already created. We need pointers to like integers and stuff instead of just representing them as float pointers. But on the level of the virtual machine, that's not necessarily necessary. Let's see. What the heck? What does this do? Hang on. I don't know what that does. Okay. I'm not gonna read that out. JavaScript moment. Okay, so we have that. These are really the types that we need. And then we can represent things. Like we could have a color. Right. So again, we can't really represent it as a struct, but we can represent it just as a regular integer, and we can use shifting and stuff to make it precise, or we can just a regular I32, right? And then you just have to figure it out from there. And if we have hexadecimal literals as well, it would make it easier as well. And then also, so another issue is that everything on the stack is basically a union, right? So we have in C, it's a union. Union of the different types. So if we have a U8, right? If we have that, it's 1 byte, but it takes up 8 bytes because that's how unions work. So that they can, right? It takes up whatever the largest member is essentially. So it would be wasting space if you store them on the stack. But like if we make a struct, right? A struct in KanoScript, we have a U8, then it's stored entirely in memory. So it would not be wasting memory. But if you have it on the stack, it would be. And I'm not sure exactly how to get around that. Might be a design flaw, but so that is a thing, right? It's not like it doesn't really have any. It's just that downside, because it uses more memory than necessary. Yeah. So those are the things that I thought of. So I kind of want to go through an example. Like, I think we have Raylib examples, right? And I kind of wanted to look at some of these and see what we need essentially. Let's see, maybe something not a 3D thing, maybe something like this, right? So if I go through this, and I can't make it all again because of the things. Like if we have a rectangle, I think we have struct rectangle, right? Yeah. So you see this is like that. I think it's passed by value whenever it's used. So let me see if I can find it. Right. So we have a lot of use of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, do we have? But I guess we can use things like this. Like there is alternate functions here. Like so draw. Yeah, you can draw a rectangle like that. And this you actually pass that. So actually, I think there's enough. We might not necessarily need that. Like we have the color, but again, that could just be represented as a regular integer. And yeah, the rest of that. So I think that might be okay. That might work out. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we can use things like that. It's not quite as ideal because you can't pass it as a struct. But I'll think of ways to make that work. But let's see. Let's see. So yeah, I want to try to do some of this. So maybe let me try to draw a rectangle actually first. Is there just like a simple example of that? I'm not super familiar with Raylib, so I mean I know a little bit, but it's been a minute. Put keys. Let's see. Does this have? Let's just look at the. All right, draw a circle. Yes, let's use draw rectangle instead. So I need to write the this for it. So draw rectangle. And then what do we have here? So draw rectangle is right here. So you need int. Okay. So you don't put the name here. Yeah, you don't put the name. So I guess a comment, right? We don't have comments actually support. I just remember that. Should probably work on that. But you could just put a comment if you want to put the name of what it is. So we have in, and then color, which I'll just put that as an integer as well. And it returns an integer. Is that correct? Void. It returns void, so we can just put void there. I think that should work. So I'm trying to draw a rectangle. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. Let's see. So we need int, which is so the right x 50 to 50. Sure. Width is 30. Height is well, let's do 50. And then the color. I'm just gonna put the same color as the text, which I just kind of put random numbers until it actually showed up properly. Does that not work like that, or is it something with that? Okay, 13. It's actually line 13. So, oh, that's right here because I didn't get rid of all these. That's my bad. Oh yeah, that should be the way. Okay, so yeah, now this failed actually while compiling. So that's interesting. What is this is wrong? What? Oh shoot. Okay, I'm missing it. So it can't be void. That is a problem. Alright, so I know what that is. I think that's an issue myself. Let me remove this. I have to remove this out. That was the wrong one. And now I need to copy that again. Okay, I messed up. So we have the Raylib here. So Raylib, and copy it to here. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. All right, now it actually worked, and it did draw a rectangle, so that's cool. So that will work. Again, the colors they're not great, but I can work on that. So I think, yeah, I think we can do that. It's kind of awkward like that, but that is fine. So that does work. We can use that. So the void doesn't work. Let me look at that. I want to fix that because that would be nice to not say. This is wrong. Okay, so that can still be void. Like that's actually fine in this case. Like if it's a return type. So I think that actually works out. I need to fix the names here. I named them as a joke, and I need to actually fix it. Let me build it now, though. It should work now. So if I go here, I think it's back to void. Okay, it still doesn't work. Okay, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay. That's the wrong thing. Back in, let's see. Let's go to source. Backend.c. Okay. Yeah, so this is well. Yeah, but we don't have a type void, do we? So that's maybe not going to work. Got any unit tests? Not at the moment. I do want to write them. I have like some tests. Right. And I was thinking, right, I can basically just what the heck? Right, I have some programs that I wrote. And yeah, so I can just basically run them where they work and then save the output and compare it against that. I've been meaning to do that, but I've not done it. Alright, yeah, so that's not actually gonna work. So if it's void, we just need to basically ignore it. Okay. Let's see, so basically what I can do here is, yeah, I didn't actually try using a void right now. So I can do this, and if it's void, then we can just ignore this, right? We don't need to actually do that. You don't have to push anything back, right? There's no return back. How do unit tests usually work in C, by the way? I know of Google Test and Catch2 in C++. Are there C test? Yeah, there's some unit test libraries for it for sure. I usually like to just kind of write my own, where I basically have just a set of functions that are called, and then just sort of assert the return value and the output and things like that. But there are, I know for sure that there are some big libraries that are used for it. So if well, okay, not the args really. Right, so that's the args. The args cannot be that, but the return type. Right, so this is if func.return type equal type void. Then do that. Well, maybe I'll actually do it more like this. Does equal type void, then I get I would just call the function basically. So and open, and then arg, okay, and then else would be this. Okay, then iterate over it, and then it's for the arguments, and then yes, we don't need to do this if that is the case. Hey, 0bytecode, how you doing? Again, then we can do this stuff. Right, I'm pretty sure that's about it. The mic is cutting off a lot. Is it really? Let me see. Hang on 1 second. Okay, it shouldn't be cutting off. Let me see here. Might not be reaching the gate. Let me see. All right, I turned the volume up a little bit, so hopefully it stopped. It's fine on your end. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had that issue before, so I don't know why it would be. Let's see. Yeah, so we still want to close it though. Yeah, so let's actually still want that. Okay, so let's see how that will work. Move this one. All right, and there we go. So now it works. So now we can actually have void return types. Okay, so we drew that there. Let me actually post that. Oh, so so void return types work properly. Sorry, I'm talking kind of quiet there. Okay. Let's see what else. So yeah, let's look at the rest of this. So we have we have is key down. Let me look at how that looks. Is key down. Set returns a boolean. We just have integers. We don't have booleans. I could probably add those. But yeah, we can just represent it as an integer, and it's not a big deal. And then it just has the keys. So we don't have. I would need to make something for all the keys, right? Because we can't actually take in like macros or anything like that. So I would need to. Let's see. Do we have? I just need to see what the values are, and I can create constants for them. So that is another thing. We'll need constants. So let me actually create some issues for some of these. Constants. Right. And then x literals, binary. That would be helpful. What else? What else? There was some other things that I was saying. Oh yeah. So the rest. Well, the rest of the data. Right. U8, I16, etc. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay. So that is pretty much what I have gathered thus far, right? So let's look at maybe what key right is. Right, so it is this. Key right here. Okay. So I'll probably just make some for it. So we don't actually have constants right now. But I can just define them as variables. Key right. And let's do key left as well, equals 263. Okay, something like that. And then we can map that is key down. There's something for that. And again, so this is kind of, there's a lot of repetition here. So as I was saying before, something like a block would be done. So you put the name in there, and then we have a block like this, like any other block that we have. And you put all of them in there, and then you only have to type this part out once, and then it's, you know, less repetition. I think that would be helpful. Okay, so that is, I should add that as well in the issues. Let's see. Block, and let's put an example here. So DLL, whoops. Good.so. Func first int returns void. Second, let's see, and void, stuff like that. Okay. Yes, indeed. So that is the rest. All right, so let's try this then. So is key down. It just has a single integer and returns integer, right? It's really Boolean, but you know. So the ball position is that, and that is a vector 2. So I can just have, well, let's see. Yeah, so if I'm gonna do it with the rectangle, because I already had that. So let's maybe, we can have the rectangle thing. So this can be, rectangle X and Y, right? Equals, 50, and the rect Y equals 250 as well. So which one goes first actually? I think it's like this. That might be wrong. But yeah, we're not moving up and down anyway. So then before the is drawing, we can do if is key down, key right. Then, so actually, I don't know that this is gonna. Hopefully, it will. Hopefully, it does work. I might need to put some brackets around. Then, and this is actually, well, we can do like this. Then, rect x plus equals rect x plus 1. Alright. Key right and then key left. Okay. Something like that. 1 might not be enough, actually, so let's do maybe 5. And really, they should be floats. Even though it doesn't, maybe it shouldn't be floats. Okay, we'll just leave it as integers then. So something like that. And let me see if this will actually work. Might have forgotten something. Actually, I think I need equal here. Because we don't have implicit Booleans like that, right? Equal. Okay, it doesn't like that. Okay, so I need to do, I can do it like this, that's fine, right? Equals 1. Alright, let's see, and... Okay, it doesn't move. Let's see. I might need to add like a printing or something to see if it actually moves it. Yeah, because it does not seem to do anything. So let's see. Can I do this? Basically make it a that. Well, maybe even like this. Okay. Let me see if it is pressing the key properly. So let me make this. Let's do it for 1, because you know. Well, right pressed. Okay. Yeah, it does not say it was pressed. So maybe we'll try a different key. Key. Alright, well, let's do A and D, so 68. Right, so it's really D now. No, okay, so it does not recognize that. Where's here? Okay. Did it not say properly? Okay, so that's not what it is. Is the is key down not correct? Right, so it did recognize it. It did recognize it. Key. Maybe it doesn't return 1. Well, it's a Boolean, so it should be 1. Okay, so that would be always good then, right? Let me try that. Alright, and it does. Interesting. So it does recognize it as a valid function. Okay, check if well, that's not what it returns, right? It returns a Boolean, and you pass the key as a parameter, right? So that's what this is. Yeah, so I don't think you check it like that. Try that. Yeah, it doesn't, that is not. It is not, because that's not how the function looks. Let's see, so is key down? That's checking if it's true, so it's not equal to 0. Should I check that? Is it something weird like that? Wait, so it doesn't equal 0 either. Wait, so what? Oh, okay. So maybe I should actually output what that is, because it might not be... Okay. It might be outputting the wrong thing, right? So... Is it what is false gonna be then? Let me make a string, right? String. Yeah, so this will be yeah, right, let me be a string. Push-ups. Alright, push-ups. 10. I will do 10 of them. Alright, yes. 10 push-ups. Done. Okay. Yeah, so this then will just allocate 2 for it. I'm just gonna set out 0 equals. Right, I just want to write what it is. Didn't even realize that was a thing. Yeah, it's kind of like hidden almost. Not really, but you know. If you're not pressing around, you don't see it. Alright, so let's try that. See what it actually says. It's gonna need to get rid of this. Get rid of that. Doesn't write anything. Okay. Why? Almost enough for another one. Okay. I can handle it. Once it gets up to like 50 though, it's not great. You know what? It's because there's no new line, right? So that's what it is. So it is nothing, right? So it is one of those. So can I do I do that? That might not work. Yeah, so let's do plus 48 and try to look at that. 0. So it is 0 over and over again. Okay. Hello, Stam Coding. Very nice. I might actually change my name to that now. I like that. Okay. Let's see. So it is 0. Each time you can see output is 0 over and over again. Let me actually, can I try that again? Then it did change to 1. Okay, so it does change to 1. So I don't know. So the return value must not be correct. Okay. Right, the return value of the actual, well, it should be. Right, because you can see it clearly changes here. So let me get rid of that. I don't know why it doesn't work though. Right, because it was very clearly 1, because we had 48, and that is, if I look at an ASCII table, right, 48 is 0, just want to make sure of that. Yeah, 48, right there. She had 48 to it, that's what the ASCII representation of it is, and it's 0, so went it from 0 to 1. But that is not right, so why is that? In the begin drawing, let me see. I mean, it's not there, but I could try that. No, it's not. Did not change it. I got rid of that. Okay. Alright. Let's see. So if it equals 1. And, where is the n? Right here. Okay. No. I'm gonna put the whole thing block like that. I don't quite understand. Right, this one, we check that. We check window should close, which is, it's actually up here. Window should close, and it returns that. This one does not. Only know Raylib from watching Soding. That is, that makes sense. He uses it a lot, so. Let's see, am I forgetting anything? Alright, it must be, well, no, because the return value is right, so I don't know. This is very weird. Right, and if we check if it's not equal to 0, it just triggers continuously. That's very strange. And not equal to 1 also does. Size and location at the right would. Yeah. I can go back to that. But even if it wasn't, right, it still wouldn't change that because it's we're triggering a right here. So it should be writing to it, right? Like outputting text. But let's see. Position X, position Y. Yeah, so it is in the right order. Dang. Okay. Equals rec X plus. Let me just try that and see like what that looks like. Those libraries can't handle Z layers. You just have to choose the right order. How do you mean? There's no Z? I don't get what that means. Because there is if it's a vector 3, right? Okay, just moved very fast. And I can't do any less than that, so. Okay. It's very unfortunate. Maybe I should try a different one. I'm just very confused because I outputted it, and that's what it was. It was the right value. Macro quad has vector 2. This has vector 2 as well. Okay. Let's see. What if I right, so what if I do that again? So I make it be L equals like that. Oops. And then set it again. So this is kind of a weird way to do it, but that's fine. Equals is key down, key right equals 1. Let me just do that, right? And look at what that is. Okay, and I forgot to change this. And it is nothing. What? Oh, right, because I need to do plus 48, right? Okay, 0. Yeah, and if I change it, hang on. 0, and it's still 0. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't. This is incorrect. If I do this, right? Like that. What does that look like? It's so weird. What the heck? Equals 1. Equals 0 is going to print out 1 over and over again. No, it doesn't. Okay. If I put does not equal 0, but it is what it's. I don't get it. Maybe I should add to this to the front end. Well, not the front, but to the parse. Whoops. We're generating the expression. let's look at that. And then if it is 0 plus 48. Because 48, right. Well, so basically, let's see. Yeah, so, well, actually, you know what it is? I know what it is. We're comparing it. But one of them is a Boolean. The other one is not. Right. But it should be casted. What happens if you cast it? What if I do this, right? So I set, equals is key down. Right. And I check. Well, it's not really a Boolean, right? So it's a Boolean in C, but then it gets casted to an integer, basically. What word? Incrementing a Boolean or what? All right, let's look at that. So, not val. So what is val? 1. That's equal 1. That's what I want to check. Okay, that's still, it doesn't work. Yes, what does that do? Incrementing a Boolean. Hang on. So I had, yeah, so I was going to look at this. Yeah, I think it has something to do with that, though. Like, casting it is not working properly. What happens if you cast a Boolean? So let me look at, does this include, standard Boolean? Yes, it does. Okay. So let me actually make this a probe, right here, probe. Make a may.c, I need a lim, because why not? Include, Boolean, right? Take a look at that. So int. Let's create a Boolean, and then cast it to, well, actually, we're going to need, an int as well, because we use that. So, create a Boolean is equals false. Equals false, okay. And then we'll set, int 64t equals 64t vacant. And then I want to print it out. This needs to be that val. Instead of if bool that, do a plus equals bool as you would. Okay, so you cast it. Yeah, so if you cast it, that makes sense. So that and then a.out is 0. Okay. So I need to really I need to, well, it should be casted here, you know, because it's interpreted as an int at that point. And then do val equals 0. Let's do that here. Val equals 0. One. Okay. Boolean is essentially just a nice way of storing either 1 and 0. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I just want to see, what do I do? E plus 1. Because I know in C, like, I don't know, is it an enum or something like that? It does do that. Right. Yeah, but I shouldn't be able to do more than 255, right? Because it's U8, right? That might be wrong. Maybe so. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing it like this. We need to do is plus equal. Right, if I do that, it does do that. And then if I change this to 55, does that work? 1. Okay, so we can't go above that. Okay, so is that, well, that's really not it, right? Because if we do val, then that works. Yeah, okay, so because it's casted at this point, and it will be here as well. Because it gets casted when it returns from the function. Well, no, well, it probably did overflow, right? If we do plus 2. I guess not. Okay. Okay. Mm, one sec. All right. Um, let's see. Let's see. So yeah, let me print out the value, right? So when I go in here and we have an integer, can I print the value of the integer? Just print that out. I can even look actually. Should I look? I don't know. That might be kind of hard, except for the virtual machine, you know? Let me just print that out. And go here and okay, good. I outputted it, but then I do that. So you go to there, directly output, and then and look at that. So we get all of these. So open this back up. I want to compare it, right? We have 68, 263, that makes sense, and then 250. All right, so we go here. So 0. So that's just the return value from this, which really could be void, I think. And then window should close. 0, so that returns 0, and then 1. Probably has something to do with this, right? So it's hard to tell at this point what all of these are. I don't know, maybe that's not the best way to go about that. Let me see. Let's see. If I do this as well, look at that. Okay, now it doesn't change, so that's not. Please keep it, keep right. If I do that, yeah, so then it does change, but not when we do that. Interesting. You can see it very clearly change. So like it detects the input. So that is right. So that's 28. That is just can do that, and then that's something where we can actually see it. Yeah, and then it doesn't change. So that is it a concurrency thing perhaps? I'm gonna try it in on FreeBSD. Please let me know how that goes. Yes, I would definitely like to know. Um, I mean, it should work, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, it's not gonna equal 0 in that case, but I'll do that. Yeah, when I output it, it does work. Well, no, you did the plus 48. Okay, that actually worked that time. That's kind of weird though. So I don't know why it does this. FreeBSD equals Linux minus Linux plus FreeBSD. Interesting. Okay. Interesting equation. Right, so that just worked. Let's do plus 5. But so it does. It did work, right? But why do I have to do all this, you know? If I do that, what happens? Still works, okay. And then change this to is key down, key right. Do I have to do equals 0 equals 0? Okay, then it just goes. What the heck? That does work. Going to do printf. No. Why would you do that though? For what reason? So if I do equals keys key down. Right. Might be a problem with canon on. How do you? Let's see. Could be canon. I guess that's probably better. Could be, yeah. That would probably be good to test. It's good to test on all platforms except for Windows. Okay, Windows goes. So why is that? If I check out 0, I don't know, this is very weird. Then it's like, you know, then that works. Works out, 0. It goes. So it doesn't work with that. But I can do this though. What the heck? This is very strange. Strange behavior. Very hard to tell why. Yeah, because these are basically the same. Well, I guess it's the same like that. But that's the same thing. Just one is from an array. Maybe it's not. No, that doesn't work though. Oh, out 0, yeah. Okay, I will need to figure that out. Let me do this up. And set it to this. That here as well. And let me change key left, so that'd be A. It's at 65, right? And it's gone. Is it not 65? Hang on. It is 65. Okay. What did I do wrong? Oh yeah, you have to check this. Alright, let's see. Then it's just gone. Yeah, okay, because that's too large. That's one. Okay, it's kind of fast like that. It does work. And there was a network error. Did the string die? It looks like it's still going though, but it said there was a network error. I don't know why. Hang on a minute. Looks like it's still going. Okay, it looks like it is still. I don't know what happened. Just my Twitch went out for a second. Let's see. So that. Why is it so fast? Okay, so got that. And move it around. That's so weird though. Is that probably something to do with reading from memory though? So if I make a struct for it. Wait, so make this a struct. Well, okay, but that'd be a struct for that. That's kind of right. I don't really want to work around it. I want to figure out why that happens. So let's go through it. Right. So this returns. Well, okay. And what is out though? But out is a character. Okay, that's why it works. Because out is. Because out is a character array, right? And that's the right size. It's a U8 essentially. 1 byte. Okay. So we're comparing it. We're comparing single bytes and not full value. So that's what it is. But it should be casted when it like when we put it as an integer, you know. I do int 2. Make it 0. And it's not gonna work, right? Yeah, it does not work. Why do you use null terminator? I was doing that because I was printing it out, right? So I was having that as the secondary one, so it would be able to print. But then that was what the purpose was. But then I was not printing it out anymore. If it's a character array, which that might not actually work. Yeah, so let's just do. Well, I'll just do that. So it's 0. No, that doesn't work. Okay, trying to set this. Yes, that's not even gonna work. We can do it with a string because of how the strings are set up. Yeah, okay. And also use out too. That is what it is. Because the string is a character array, and that lets us do that. So we do need, basically, if we just implement like a U8 type, we could use that, and it would work. Okay. So I'm like 98% sure that's what the issue is. So this is sort of the workaround that we have to do. But yeah, so I will actually add a comment to the issue for more types and put that we cannot use that. So let's see. So the data types. Not use Booleans directly without a sort of assembly by number type. Right. Do that. Okay. Yeah, just so I can remember, right? So I don't know if I'm going to implement that today. I think today I just kind of want to go through and see. So I do have this, so this will work, so we can test it with that at least. Don't really want to allocate each time, so I think maybe if I do this, the outside the loop, it will not allocate each time. Gotta go to bed. All right, have a good night, Stan. Yeah, I don't want to print out anything. And it can be on one line as well. It's kind of funny though that that is what the issue was. But also, it still doesn't. All right, it's still weird that I feel like this, so I didn't really think about that. What if I do equals 0 and then get rid of it? It just goes forever. So why is that? Yeah, okay, I guess I didn't even think about that. So why does it still do that, right? All right, do that as well. Okay, yeah, so that I think has to do with the character type. Because we're comparing it to a character type in that way. Okay, so that's probably what it is. Yeah, if I do this, right, then we can condense it down at least a little bit. But yeah, that's because we're comparing it to like a character to an integer, and that causes problems, right? To a 64-bit integer as well. But yeah, so this that works, and that is a bit short. So we'll leave it at that for now, but we'll keep that in mind, obviously. Let's maybe do this set target FPS, and I just want to implement that as well. It's something I can do, right? For these wrappers, right? You have to write kind of a lot of stuff here. I could make a separate file, so like Raylib.payment or whatever. Put this and then any struct definitions, anything like that, into a file, and then we can import the file. Import Raylib.payment like that, and we'll basically put them all at the top of the file. So then I can write a wrapper for something and then reuse it later, right? So that is you still have to write all this stuff, but not over and over again, right? If that makes any sense. So set target FPS, right? It just returns a void, so we can use that. Set target FPS, it takes an integer and returns void. And right, so I'm using integers here, which all of these are 64-bit integers. And these are 32-bit integers that are here, so that also probably causes some issues. But again, that would be fixed with the types. So set target FPS happens before the while loop. So 60. Okay, and that should just work. Yeah, it's not a function now, so I need that. And okay, so okay, there we go. Now it actually moves better, right? So we can change this, maybe make it 5, right? Perhaps that would be good. Alright, yeah, it's kind of slow, but just for testing. So with that, let's look at now another example. Input gamepad, yeah. So yeah, you can see how this would expand to include quite a bit of things. So yeah, let's look at this. Oh yeah, you can try it out here as well. See the change camera mode. Interesting. And then so we go to unit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, let's go here and so with the player here, right? So this is just this is not defined in Raylib, so Wasm is nice. Yes, yes. It's very cool. Right, so that's just we do have something like this, but it doesn't really work right now, so I can fix that. Because we have the preprocessor, like I was showing before, for importing stuff. It's just a preprocessor. Where basically just runs on the file prior to compilation, and it expands things and things like that, so you can import files. We can also do define. It just doesn't work. It's a little broken. But also, I kind of want to get rid of that and make it part of the compiler instead of a separate thing, because that might make it more powerful in some ways. And also probably faster. Let's see, init window. So we set all this, and then create a camera. So let's maybe look at the camera. Right, so that might be an issue, right? Because when you see it gets passed, it gets passed to all the functions not by reference. So that could be an issue. Like I was saying, what I was saying earlier, with the structures, they're all pointers. And these do not take pointers. So I need to figure out a way for that to work, or else you won't be able to use cameras, and it'd be quite limiting, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. But yeah, so I need to consider how that would work. Let's see. I will not do the camera thing right now. It's actually pretty big thing here. Let's see. Let's maybe look at some more functions here. Right. Raylib is pretty large library. I would also like enums so that we could do something like this. That would be quite nice to have. And I like enums a lot. I use them all the time. So probably will implement something like that rather than having this kind of thing. Also, constants would be good to have, just like regular constants. You can do, a const that equals 65, something like that. Or just prepending with const, and then it can't be changed. That would be nice. Nice to have. Okay. window should close returns a boolean as well. So this works. I'm not sure why exactly, because like it closes the window at the end. Right. So the comparison there works when you're comparing with false. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know. I should probably implement a boolean type as well. Oh, like actually implement it, not just a wrap over U8 or something like that. Yes, these are like the is types and things and gets. Hide cursor. I kind of want to try that. Right, so actually, let me get rid of this. And right now, if I do it, yeah, the cursor is still there. Right. Yeah, it's still there. But if I implement hide cursor, and you don't put boolean, you just put nothing, then and we don't call it, so it's not going to work. And unuse parameter, and then it fails. Okay, well that's not good, so I need to consider that. Yeah, I think it has to do with how I'm compiling. So I want to actually fix that. Yeah, but when you don't call it, actually, yeah, let me change that. I just need to change that in here. So, I don't need W error because then that makes all of them into errors, and then it fails compilation. So if there's some warnings, that's not. But that basically should fix the issue. And it should not say that anymore. Yeah, it does still put the warning, but that is fine. Right, because it does actually compile. That's why it's a little slow. It compiles C code. Alright. Yeah, so hide code. So I can just call that. Just want to call it at the start. Like that. That's not what I have to do. Yeah, now the cursor is hidden. So I can move it out of it, but then when it goes in, it's hidden. So that's pretty cool, actually. Alright. Yeah, it's really cool being able to just call C code like this. I like that. Even if it is a bit limiting. Yes, that's camera stuff, get time. Look at that. Alright, so that's like delta time. Mem Alec. Okay. Look at that. I do not know what that is. Okay, that's just the internal allocator. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so get key pressed. We do have is key down. Could we use that as well? Since that returns an integer, it might work better. Right, so let me try that actually. So make a get key, right? There is the is key down. Make get key pressed. And so it takes nothing, but it returns an integer. And then if we do is, just get rid of that, and then check it is key or get key press rather. Key press equals key right, then that. So how does that? Okay, but it does not get it down. So it does not. Right, because it's not just while it's down. I would like to get key down, but it doesn't look like that's a thing. So yeah, I'm assuming character press is the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so that it doesn't quite work. We need to do this basically. I need to be 0. And then it should work out once before. Okay. I actually just add it for up and down as well, just because. Up and key down. Y. Okay, and then we just need to define. It's really using WNX there. Which yeah, okay, I guess that's not gonna look at what is 87, and then it's is 83. Okay, 87 and 83. And back out. Alright, and it's backwards, so this needs to be on its end, this should be plus. Alright, and there we go, it does work. So that's pretty cool. We can move it all around. Boing, boing. Okay, yeah. Pretty cool. Obviously, this is a very weird way of doing it. Okay, that's a bit faster. Let's see. Yeah, so what else? What else do we have? Here's the platform. Split screen. Okay, so that gets like, that's actually pretty cool. So you use probably arrow keys on one side. Okay, that's very cool. I used to play games like this with my brother. Very easy on when you both your mountains. Okay, I like that. That was very cool. Raylib's so cool. Let's see. 3D. Ooh. I haven't used 3D in Raylib at all. What the heck? What? Oh shoot, I closed it. Okay. I pressed Control W. Yeah. Let's look at this one. Okay, let's exit out of that. And I think I need to click in the window for this one. Okay, so I can't move. Yeah. It's a little not working. I think it's like a browser thing though. That's fine. That's fine. What is this? Automation events. This is actually just now learning Raylib stream. Let's see. Based on. So yeah, what does it do? Oh, okay. You can record input events. Events. Oh, okay, you can record it. All right. Stop. Okay, maybe I don't quite get how it works, but very cool. Multi-touch. What does that mean? Okay, that's probably like for mobile or something. Perhaps. Or I'm just stupid. VR, okay. You can make VR, I didn't know that. Let's see, color palette. Let's see, maybe I should try loading a texture. That could be cool. So load texture. You just pass the path to it, so it's like a string, right? And returns a texture 2D. So, right, it returns that, but it doesn't return a pointer to it. So it might be a bit hard to use. Let's see. Texture 2D. Just texture 2D. Yes, like that. Once we get the structure. Is there no... Okay, so texture is just texture 2D. Alright, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So I need to change some stuff over with the structs. Because obviously you would want to use textures. But I don't think it's gonna work like that. Like we could make a structure like this, but it's a pointer, right? We can't. Well, if we have let me think. We really just need to take the memory from it and write it into the struct, then we can use it. But I don't know. Let me try doing that. Just take a look at it. So let's make a. Let's see. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Yeah, because we can only use the built-in data types, at least at the moment. So, but we can make it a pointer. So let's try it. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Load texture and put a string there, and it returns a pointer, right? And then we'll make not type that. It's not C. Struct texture. And let's see, what were all the elements of it? So we have that's well, they're all like 4 bytes. So I don't think it's gonna yeah, we're gonna need the rest of the data types before we can do that. Yeah, so it's really not gonna work. Let's make maybe just an array of the correct size. So that'd be 4, 8, 12, 16, so like 20. So we make an array of 20 like that. Array of that. 0 initialized like so. And then I wonder what's gonna happen, right? So if I say array equals, actually I don't think we can even do that with an array. So let's make it instead. Okay, just allocate it. Let's set it load texture. We don't have a texture. Just let me see. Do I have like an image or something? One second. I need to find some sort of image I can make. Maybe a meme image. One second. Let's use the Raylib logo because I do have that. This one, and then to here, and there we go. Now we have that. So we have Raylib. What's it even called? It's Raylib underscore 16 by 16. Okay, so like that. So again, I don't think it's gonna work, but I can try it out. Type input kind of pointer. What to expect to type it? Okay, so it doesn't like this. Okay, and then yeah, it doesn't compile properly. So in its memory, that's fine, but pointer. Oh shoot. Okay, so that's not right. That needs to be just a void, right? So I think I can use that. Just set that in here, right? So instead of this, we need void star. Void.so.c. See, all right, then we have this. Okay, but you can't do that. Yes, we have as pointer like that. So we need separate things for that then. Alright, what I'm going to do is actually just make this pointer again. But then in the, it's just like, you know, gen x. Let's see, we can make just a type def for it. Right here. This is commented out. I should probably get rid of it there. It's not used. We don't need that. Let's see. Type def. user board like that. Okay, I think that will work, right? And remove this file. And we need semicolon, yes. No, okay, so it doesn't like do it the other way. I forget which way it goes. I think it's like that. Okay. Okay, and then it segfaults because it tries to read it to the pointer. Yeah, so yeah, we can do this though. Let's do that and set that thing. So then it is allocated. But yeah, it's not like copying the memory. So yeah, because it's expecting it to return a pointer. So expected input from a pointer. I don't know what that means. What is it expecting? You know? Yeah, okay, so that's not gonna work. So I'll need to change that. How that works. Right. So it could either be like in the wrapper, like you put a special character or something, which would then take the pointer to it instead, or I'm gonna have to completely change the struct. So I'll think about that. But yeah, so that's not gonna work at the moment. That is fine. That is fine. It's fine. Do we have something else? Right. So like load texture. Something that returns. Well, okay, because it probably doesn't want to allocate it. I don't know. I'll probably look at how some other languages do it and see sort of how that might work. Like maybe Lua, right? With Lua. I look at that. Raylib Lua. Can I look at how that works? Like an example. Examples. Because Lua, they don't even have structs technically. Right? It's just a table or whatever. Basic window.lua. So let's look at a texture. Or well, all right. Init window. You pass all that. And this, yeah, okay. Resources, logo, Raylib, animation. Well, okay. Shapes logo. Let's look at that. So make it color. Is there colors? A way to make a color. Okay, anyway. New strike. It looks like, they're not textures here. Textures, alright, textures. Local, what is local? I'm not very familiar with Lua, so, but I feel like it might be. Okay, it just means it's a local variable. But yeah, what, it's hard to tell what type it would get set to. So I might need to look at the actual wrapper code. But how is it used? So background, and you just pass it there. Okay, source. Raylib, raylua.c. Let's see. Push string. Lib. Content Lua. Right. So it's written in C like that. What is here? Like where is the function defined? Where is that? I just found. Okay, but what is this? Alright, so that requires the FFI, and then, okay. So you make a, alright, so they have a special thing for C structs. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so that is how that would work then. Let's see, I'll need to look into how structs work in, like, assembly, and then consider that, right? Because ours, they're written to the memory, and then you just take a pointer to the start. But how would it work, like, from C to assembly, you know? So I'll look at that. Yeah, there's a key. Yeah, so that makes sense. New color is that? Where is the new color? FFI dot. It's just a new function. No. Okay. Yeah, I think I have gone through probably about enough for today. So I have a decent list of things to do here. Well, maybe I will do something for structs as well. So like yeah, so I'll look into that as well. So all these things, I'll do some research, and the next stream, well, the next couple streams is gonna be implementing it, and then I'll do a few streams where I am actually making a game using it once it's ready for that. So, but that's gonna be about it for today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.